What's going on, everybody? Welcome to an extremely wholesome Starcraft Broodwar cast. You can see Nada spawning over here at the bottom left. Opens with "Hey friend," and he's gonna tell him that he's Nada. We got a nice little back and forth going here between Dewalt spawning in the top right hand corner and the legend, Starcraft legend from way back in the day, Nada down here in the bottom left. And this is an awesome conversation to see. A little bit of English going back and forth. He says good luck. Dewalt says he just played against Movie and hits him with the GGGL. I mean, that's really nice to see. I know that Nada is a very cool guy. He's like I said, a legend, but it's awesome to see him having a wholesome conversation with Dewalt here. Generally, how a lot of my conversations go with Koreans is they hit you with the "from" question mark, and then after that it's just slurs and swear words in Korean, and that's pretty much how it goes. That's pretty much what we expect on the Broodwar ladder. But it's awesome to see Nada being a cool guy and just talking with Dewalt. And I've heard this is a fantastic game. We're going to be covering a bunch of Dewalt games today, not all of them against Nada, but we're going to be opening with this versus Nada game, and I have a whole new respect for Nada after seeing that initial interaction. Unfortunately, guys, wait, spoiler alert here for the qualifiers for ASL 20. If you guys don't want to hear any, just skip ahead about 20 seconds or 30 seconds. I'm just going to talk about it quickly here. Nada did not make it in to the qualifiers through the qualifiers this season. Unfortunately, was not quite able to make it through. He was blocked by Jadong, which was pretty incredible to watch. And then he was also beaten down by Backho in the second day of the qualifiers. Look, Dewalt is in China. I actually heard about this from Zero, the organizer for the BSL. That's an event that Dewalt often features in, but he is in China right now. He is practicing very hard, and China is on the come up right now. We've seen a lot of different Chinese players doing well in this ASL qualifier. I won't say anything more about the qualifier, but Dewalt, he is in China. He's studying hard. He's practicing hard, as is Nada, of course. Nada has been practicing very hard himself and has been putting out a lot of great games on ladder. So we've been covering a lot of those and enjoying every minute of it. I also deeply enjoyed the qualifiers this season. I've been watching the qualifiers for many, many seasons. I'm not sure exactly which season I started, fully immersing myself in those qualifiers and following the journey of these players all the way through to the end. I've always watched the ASL, but I haven't always watched the qualifiers. But now it's better than ever. I'm a little bit jealous that Artosis was able to get the clean stream for that, but I am super happy that somebody was able to get it so that we can have a good English cast for those qualifiers. It is fantastic. I can't think of a better person to see grinding out those qualifiers and putting on a great show for us. And so really, really glad to see those, and really StarCraft is in a better spot than ever before. Looks like just a little bit of a dive here. Wanted to see the CC. Not sure if he was actually able to get the confirmation on that or not. Might have seen SCV. Not 100% sure. Let's take a look at the minimap here. Yeah, it seems like he might have seen something. Maybe not. You can see the blackness at the edge of the screen here, just above where the CC is. Maybe he saw some SCVs transferring. Not entirely sure, but he has nothing to worry about. It's not like Nada is going to suddenly two-factory him or something. Instead, Nada's hidden in SCV over the top left, and he is throwing down two factories, but after the CC. That's not what you're looking for. That is very standard play from Nada to follow this up. Robo on the way here. Range, of course, coming online as well. Looks like he went for the range before starting that Robo. So very standard play out of Dewalt, adding on the second gateway for a bit of safety here. Wants to make sure that he's not going to be bowled over as he tries to take this upcoming third. You can go very greedy and not make this second gateway, or you can get extremely safe and secure, get a third gateway, and that basically covers anything that the Terran player can throw at you. But it does slow down your economy a bit. It does slow down your next nexus, your third nexus. So he's not going to take that route, instead just going for the 2 gateway play. Kind of a middle of the road, actually exactly middle of the road type of defense here in the early game. And we have an engineering bay coming up here. What's his second option? We have armory or academy. I would imagine it's going to be eBay plus armory. Maybe it's time to throw that down now. Another supply depot. Still no armory here, and he's gone for double add-on with more tanks being made. So we may be seeing a very quick push. There's the armory coming up now. I guess it's going to be down here in the natural. So we're going to see an interesting little attack coming up here. He is going to, with 3 tanks, 4 marines, and rallied vultures, right as these upgrades finish, he's going to come across the map and try to put on some serious pressure. A Stargate is started here on the side of Dewalt. Has not thrown down a third nexus just yet. So instead of going for a third gateway and just going into the third nexus being very safe, he's gone for a bit of safety with the second gateway and then gone for a Stargate. So this is most likely going to be, yeah, so you can see Templar Archives on the way here. This is definitely for Arbiter. And will he go for a 2-base Arbiter? He's going to drop the Nexus, it looks like, and then go into Arbiter play. He sees the move out coming. Going to continuously spam Dragoons here. Need to pull these Dragoons out of the main base. We're not expecting a drop right now. With this amount of units coming across, you can safely rule out the dropship threat. A few Dragoons over at the natural. Now going to pull the Dragoons out of the main base. Bring this observer over here, and the tanks just go ahead and fall back home. He's realized that this is not a super fast Nexus. That Nexus not even halfway complete here, and so he knows that there's going to be a lot of defenses out for Dewalt, and he probably will not be able to get that damage. So smart play here from Nada, just testing the waters, getting the information. He doesn't have those comm sets, and so there's not really a lot of ways to get information aside from coming out here with a bit of a push, forcing a reaction to see what exactly your opponent's going for. Now, you might be caught off guard by the fact that an Arbiter is coming here, and the fact that he doesn't have any scanners could actually bite him in the butt. Let's see, our Academy on the way. Adding on this turret ring. Does lose the Observer there. Observer going down is a little bit painful for Dewalt. He's got 1 more Observer to go and sit out in front of the natural, and he's going to see this move forward coming here on the side of Nada. Nada looks like he's going to take another base. That's what I'm sensing here from Nada's position. Setting up in this spot. Going to throw down some mines here. Maybe set up a couple turrets and try to take this third. Progressing along nicely here. Just a little pokes and prods here and there. Testing each other, checking each other out, seeing what's up. No real big moves here just yet on either side. However, this Arbiter play is a little bit unorthodox for the current meta. Might not be what Nada's expecting, and we're going to see his first couple of scans come out here. We'll see if he can identify what's happening. There's a couple things that this could be. I mean, there could be like a 2-base carrier coming. Well, I guess it's a 3-base because he did throw down the third Nexus. It could be... it can't be Reaver. Reaver's too late now. There's no way that there's a Reaver on the way. And so, you know, it could be that carrier play. It could be Arbiter play. And he's going to go ahead and scan that now. What does he see? Very important information. Cybernetics core not spinning. Does this give him enough of a hint? Oh, did he actually see that? I don't think he saw this. I'm going to go ahead and scan here. Yeah, I don't think he saw that up in the corner. Templar Archives. And so he's still a little bit in the dark here. You can see he's building quite a few Goliaths. He got Goliath range. Stasis field on the way. Not sure if recall was upgraded earlier. Wasn't quite paying attention to that. Arbiter is out. First Arbiter out on the map. Gonna move over towards this natural... Nope. Okay, it's built in the main. I was like, where the heck is his third base? That would be ridiculously late if he was only gonna start it now. I mean, he's been out here for a long time. It's pre-11 minutes, so it wouldn't be crazy, but it would be a little bit wild to not... or to build that on location at this point. I'm gonna try to shove forward here slowly. I'll lose that observer for sure. That thing does go down very quickly. +1 upgrades is done. We're about to have +1 here. There's the recall. Okay, I didn't miss it. Just wasn't researched yet. So recall is coming up here. And Dewalt just going to rotate around, taking a look at these defenses. Probably he's not going to be able to break through there. He is making some zealots and adding on a lot more gateways. So, you know, he's getting prepared for the eventual move out of Nada, but he's also getting prepared for the potential of a recall. Almost has the energy for that now. Gonna put together a pretty big army here. Some Templar and Storm as well. Gonna move forward here, is trying to get a Zealot in range of that Goliath so that the siege tanks will try to splash that down. Wait a second, what is this? Oh my goodness. That was interesting. I'm really not sure what to say about that one right there. Dewalt, I think he was controlling some of his army, maybe back at home. Kind of fumbling a little bit there. Going up to the front, trying to get a Zealot in range, but wasn't able to do it, and then throws down a very weird stasis on just one tank. Now he's trying to make use of it because, oh my god. Please tell me that this is broken. This is a broken replay. All right, so that last fight was a complete joke. You can see we've jumped back a little bit. It was indeed a broken replay. So we're just gonna see how this actually played out. I'm gonna go ahead and poke in with the Arbiter here. Dewalt just checking things out, seeing if he can, you know, maybe get in there. It's gonna be a lot harder to break through this area, so maybe he can go in through the third base. Sending forward the Zealots here to try and get through the supply depots. Now it makes a lot more sense why he threw down this stasis, allowing his Zealots to go ahead and punch through that supply depot wall, but there's a lot of stuff coming up here for Nada, and my goodness, so many Dragoons are getting splashed once again. Great storms there at the end to just get whatever value he could out of that attack. Good job by Nada as well, getting the scan and the snipes on the High Templar, excuse me. A lot of supply was thrown away there by Dewalt, but he keeps his Arbiter alive. And he is going to still retain some of these Dragoons to start maneuvering around here and continuing to clear out the mines everywhere on the map. One single probe down here. It looks like that's going to be taken care of. Top left being defended by a DT on the ramp. Pretty nice move from Dewalt. It's going to be very hard for Nada to get up there, that's for sure, especially with the cannon as well. Cannon DT on the ramp, pretty annoying to deal with. And so it's very likely that Dewalt will be able to hold and control this top left quadrant. Now, he does have, of course, a recall finished, but I'm not sure how viable it's going to be in this game. It's a pretty well defended area here. We see from Nada adding on turrets pretty much everywhere. Maybe Nada could fly, or excuse me, maybe Dewalt could fly through this way. Go right into the main base. He could also try to fly through this way. Kind of avoid the turrets at the natural. Try to slip past. The bunker is now empty. The Marines are out here at the front, kind of being part of the armies. A little bit funny. Here he comes. Okay. And right up to the front here once again. Triple Arbiter now. Throws down a first stasis. We'll see if he can get through the supply depot. That's a lot of tanks moving over in order to defend this. And no, is going to be pushed back. +1/+1 is done. Second armory is finishing And so +2/+2 is going to start here. EMP as well being research. +1 is done. +2 on the way. Armor as well as energy for both High Templar and Arbiters. Moving through the middle of the map. Dewalt a little bit behind in supply right now. He might have a hard time stopping this, although with this many Arbiters, you can do a lot. First stasis goes down on quite a few of these Zealots. Second stasis on the back line of tanks. Another stasis is going to be able to go down here in a second. He does have the energy for that. Pretty reasonable stasis here in the back as well. Zealots getting on top of a lot of this stuff. More reinforcements being brought forward. Zealots right in and on top of everything. No High Templar, though, to land the finishing blows. And the Dragoon number is going to start to clear out. 3 Arbiters still left alive after the fact. But most of the army has been deleted. Nada is going to be able to push forward now. For now, just kind of sliding around the outside, though. Making use of these vultures. Going to get rid of that DT, of course. Might be able to slide up here. Great storm on the ramp. Just buy a little bit of time and deal some damage to these vultures, which are going to try over here and try to come over here to kill some probes, but probably won't be able to get too much work done as some Dragoons are about to pop out here. Should be able to block this from dealing any more harassment. 62 probes in total to the 67 workers of Nada, who's taking his 4th base and mining up bottom right to make sure that Dewalt can't get down there to claim that. Another Arbiter going to pop out here soon, I imagine. No, it's just kind of sitting on 3 Arbiters for now. Not really wanting to continue to add on more. There's the EMP ready science vessel. If he manages to hit this stack of 3 Arbiters, it would be very consequential to this next upcoming fight. Dewalt adding on more gateways. Has now 2 different rally points to work with, and he's maxed out. This army in the middle looking a little bit juicy. Recall here over at the 3rd. Might be able to get some damage done, but he's a little bit trapped at the moment. Can't really get out of here too readily. He might be able to get that kill. Oh, 16 HP on the single vessel. And so a lot of this stuff has been pulled back. Maybe that opens an opportunity for him to try and clear these tanks in the center. A recall on top of these tanks right here could be insanely powerful. One single mine connecting on that High Templar. Pretty rough for our Russian Protoss player. Moving down towards bottom center. There's no turrets here as of yet. EMP will land and clobber both of those Arbiters. And losing both of the Arbiters at this point, that is very painful. Very painful indeed. The Dragoons will reach the high ground. They're not going to be able to do much more than that. In fact, the Arbiters will all die now. Ooh. Feeling a little bit rough with Dewalt's position here. That was pretty brutal, honestly. And I'm starting to wonder if this is, again, a broken replay. Do I really have to restart this again? I'm not sure. Watching Dewalt just kind of run at bottom center like that, though, and losing most of his army to just tanks at the periphery. Some of these have got to have a lot of kills. Yeah, this one's got 3. This one's got 6. 5 here. Yeah, quite a bit of damage coming from these tanks. Gonna go ahead and ram it into the 3rd base again. Let's see if this works. What is it? 2nd time's the charm? He did do a recall once on top of this area. Zealot's getting on top of the tanks, but not trading the best. Some storms are going to come down here at the end after all of the Zealots are gone, and they actually trade quite well. Overall, the Storm's doing a much better job than any of the ground units, aside from those High Templar. Base being taken down in the bottom right-hand corner now, and a lot of turrets being set up. You can see that Nada really doesn't want that to be recalled. These outlying bases are the juiciest spots to recall. If instead of recalling here earlier, if Dewalt had recalled on top of this high ground, maybe taken out the CC, That would have slowed down Nada significantly more than this recall over here, and these constant attacks into the third base might have been a little bit more effective in that case, had he been also pulling him back and forth left and right with these attacks. Now, moving down towards the bottom right, this is a very good move from Dewalt. Getting down here and getting rid of all this before Nada's ready is fantastic. Can he actually get over there? He needs to go now. Ooh, a huge mine connection there. Yeah, just run a couple of zealots through and then get up on the high ground. Start killing all of these turrets. Dislodge the position before it gets too fortified. Great EMP there. Getting rid of all the energy on these High Templar, and we're not really going to see much come of this attack from Dewalt. He's going to kill a few SCVs here and there. In fact, he's going to kill quite a few SCVs, dropping him down to 59. He will kill some of these important missile turrets. But the base over at this location, I mean, this was destined to die, I think. Not a whole lot you can do about that here as the wall. He's going to bring forward some Zealots and High Templar in the shuttle. Can he get big storms to clear this out? Pretty good stuff from Dewalt, clearing this with maximal efficiency. Getting rid of most of those tanks. Now, this is not the greatest at the end here with this fight, but the storms were fantastic earlier to kind of clean that up. You can see it. Dewalt taking a pretty good supply advantage now. I still don't think he can actually hold this base, but maybe he can follow this up with a recall. Like if he's got enough energy, he just doesn't quite have enough energy there. Is there another recall maybe available somewhere else? Doesn't seem like it. I'm gonna go ahead and get on top of these tanks. Nice little win there for Dewalt as he loses the base over in that bottom right-hand corner. Army moving forward here for Nada. He's at 3-2 now. So he's really developed into his final form. Moving through here with the Arbiter. I'm not a big fan of it, honestly. Just diving in like this. Hitting, again, outlying bases. If you can somehow sneak in. I mean, you could definitely sneak through here. Come down into this base and get a recall down here. Especially with some High Templars and Dragoons, you kill the CC, and then you stand on the high ground and just storm everything that comes up to clear you. That would be a much better trade than trying to dive into the center where all of the tanks are right now. Of course, you might be opening yourself up to a counterattack, but that's why you've got High Templar. Put the High Templar on the high grounds and just storm, storm, storm. If he continues to play like this, I think that Nada will eventually just get all of these bases and split the map in half with turrets everywhere. And then it becomes pretty much untenable. If you can't get in with some recalls on these outlying bases, the Arbiter tech's just not going to pay for itself. It's not. You're just going to get EMP'd as soon as you attack. And it looks like Nada moving his army right as everything comes in for Dewalt. And so he will have to turn around and come back a little bit, but that buys time for the Zealots to clear the initial line of tanks. This is going pretty well for Dewalt so far, is clearing out a lot of this stuff. You see some storms here on this back line of tanks. The Dragoons are now left with basically no cover. All of the Zealots are gone. And so he will start to retreat here, dropping down to 130 supply. Again, looking a bit rough. Although he did manage to clear out quite a few tanks. Making progress through the middle of this map is turning out to be a lot more difficult than anticipated. 1,400 minerals in the bank for Dewalt. We're going to see him spend a lot of that here. In fact, he just spent all of it making a big round of units from all of these gateways. He's transferring probes to this fresh new base. Observer going down on the right-hand side. Still an opening, though, for him to possibly fly through. Come down here and get a recall off. Could really change the fates in this game. Nice EMP there, hitting that High Templar. +1 air weapons is coming online now, and he's also going for plasma shields. We're probably going to see a full-on carrier transition soon from Dewalt, which actually gives him somewhat of a fighting chance. It's generally not good if your opponent has half the map. If the Terran has half the map, the Protoss is going to have a very hard time contending with that. But if you're able to get... Oh my gosh, everything getting splattered here. Is there another round of Zealots coming forward? I don't think so. And so, my goodness, another Dragoon graveyard over here. Absolutely getting splattered by the legend himself. 10 kills, 11 kills. A lot of these tanks are just racking up the kills now with that 3-3 on the line. Very hard to trade efficiently. There's the scan. He sees the spinning cybernetics core, but it's actually just double arbiter being produced, which is interesting. You never want air weapons for arbiters. I'm just saying, that's not really a thing. But, you know, maybe that's just to throw off Nada right now. Force him to start making pure Goliath while he's still going for ground army. That could be the case. Nada falling back here. He's actually going to siege up right in range of these Zealots. And so a lot of great storms go down. And the trade is actually pretty decent for Dewalt, who is still heavily behind in supply and struggling to hold back this main army. No other bases here just yet, but just having this alone is enough. Nada doesn't really need anything more. He just needs to deny this from Dewalt ever having access to that base. Eventually, Dewalt will lose if he stays on this economy, this composition, and it doesn't cut a hole in the economy of Nada. Nada moving over here to the left-hand side now. Thinking about attacking this space, it seems. Well, going to respond to that pretty quickly. He's about to max out here. You can see a few tanks being broken off as Dewalt hits this right-hand side. Nada going to hit the left. Now, this is an attack with some real stakes now. If Dewalt doesn't push this and gain some ground and actually do something with this attack, then Nada's going to kill the base at center left, and yeah, Dewalt is just going to get pushed back. So yeah, I mean, the attacks earlier, of course, every fight has stakes, but earlier when he was fighting in the middle, he was just taking trades, and then nothing was really changing in terms of the economy. Now Nada is starting to cut off areas of income for Dewalt and get some real benefit from these one fights. And so Nada gonna fall back with all of these tanks. That's so many tanks. That's 11 tanks making a hasty retreat through to the middle of the map. They're gonna return to the rest of their brothers here in the back line of EMPs go down. Storms not able to really find their mark. Zealots rushing forward here to the remainder of the tanks. Can he actually get any storm out of this? No. 3 High Templars go down without casting a single storm. But at the end of the day, will Dewalt be able to push through? Not quite. Barely. Not quite. Dropping down to less than 100 supply there for just a second. More Arbiters being made. But the money is starting to dry up. As you can see, Dewalt running on a very low economy. Gonna run out of minerals here at 12 o'clock in just a moment, and he has not reestablished his base over at center left. And so it, oh my gosh, this Vulture runs forward and gets a kill on a Dragoon. Cheeky Vulture even runs back home and survives after the fact. Dewalt struggling in this game to find any sort of purchase. Continuing with the Arbiter play. Not making any ground with recalls. Aside from this, maybe he will get this recall off. There we go. Finally hitting one of these outlying bases. Key moment here for Dewalt to come in and deny something from Nada. We're going to have the EMP now. EMP does go down. Nice stasis there. Hitting a lot of Goliaths and actually making quite an annoying block for Nada to deal with, because Nada's going to be coming through with just a few units at a time. It's going to be hard for him to actually engage with this. Dragoons falling back. Oh, God. That poor Dragoon bites the dust as it's trying to escape. Trying to get this command center. Let's see if he can actually finish it off. Oh, it's so close with the 3 attacks. Still not able to make it work. Losing some Dragoons on the exit. Oh, these mines from Nada are so painful. Base going to be reestablished now over at the center right. And Nada feeling pretty comfortable at 194 supply. He knows what's going on. Hasn't really been tricked fully by that fake transition into carriers. He saw, of course, the Stargate flashing, and he saw the Cybernetics core spinning, but he sussed it out. Figured out that indeed Dewalt is just continuing on with this play, continuing to make Arbiters and High Templars and just hoping for the best, that he can break one of these armies, win an outstanding victory, and then roll down into the bottom right-hand corner and shut off the faucet. All of the income for Nada coming from that bottom right-hand corner. And so he absolutely has to break in there at some point. He's trying to take a fight in the middle of the map. As Nada starts to push forward here, a lot of storms are going to be levied, but storms will only get you so far. And with his meager 170 supply against the 3-3 mech, Dewalt is indeed struggling to keep himself alive in this game. It's like a few of these High Templars are going to get picked off. Only a couple of them remain at the end of the day. Still, with 3 Arbiters, maybe there's a hope and a chance. He's actually up to 187 supply suddenly. Letting some of these Dragons, I'm not sure what this rally point is all about, but costing him quite a few units. Over on this right-hand side, almost at max out supply as the army of Nada pushes forward. Now, having all of these stasis available is very nice, but stasis is not going to kill your opponent's army. It's only going to delay it and give you an opportunity to maybe cut off half of the army while the other half is in stasis. Pull the probes from that right-hand side. Storms, High Templar, Zealots, and Dragoons will have to carry the day if Dewalt wants any hope of winning this. Pushing in to the bottom right-hand corner. Gonna go ahead and throw down a stasis, but loses 2 Arbiters for that 1 stasis. Certainly not the best use of resources in a difficult time like this. Tanks pushing over towards the center left. See if he can get any great storms there to try and slow that down. It looks like some storms may have been spent, but it just seems like Nada is kind of outplaying Dewalt here. You can see this army is going to get absolutely crushed as all the Dragoons move into position. Oh, great recall here on the left-hand side. Will actually turn out pretty well for Dewalt, killing off a big chunk of tanks for not much in exchange. Here comes the High Templar bring down a storm on that back line. 1 cannon not quite gonna cut it, and I think we might be just about out of this game. There it is. GG is called. Dewalt is gonna tap out. Not quite able to overcome the legend here. Nada takes this game away. All right, guys, game number 2, and it's gonna be Ssak spawning over here in the top right-hand corner. We got Dewalt down in the bottom right. It's actually the next day for me. I casted Dewalt versus Nada yesterday, and today I did stream. I also went to the gym. I'm gonna make this video, and then I'm going to cast SCSL live with Shun tonight as well. So I've been a busy boy. Pretty productive day for me, and yeah, I'm hoping these are some good games. I did promise to one of the viewers, in Nafet, I believe it was, could be somebody else. Actually, I'm second guessing myself here. Might be Scissor Zero. Shout out to both those guys and everybody else who stopped by this stream today. We had a great stream. I did the ASL tier list. I'm going to try and put that together into a video here soon so that you guys can watch it as well, those of you who missed out on the stream. But promised him that I was going to put out some Dewalt games, and I in fact had a Dewalt game already casted, so just nice coincidence there. Dewalt, fan favorite, our Protoss player from Siberia, currently studying and practicing in China, studying Broodwar, not studying anything else. He's just playing and practicing in China right now. Might be going back, or he should be going back to Siberia soon. Might even have gone back by the time this video comes out. But I'm not too sure about that. He's been matching up with a bunch of strong players, Nada and Ssak included. We got some games here versus Ssak, so we're going to be getting into it. I've heard these are quite good, and that's even going to get a initial SCV kill. Some really good micro there, just tracking down that SCV and not allowing Ssak to escape. Already taking a bit of a lead here in this first game versus Ssak. It's funny, guys. I don't want to give it any spoilers for the ASL qualifier, but I do want to mention something, so I'll just give you a spoiler alert here quickly before I mention that Ssak knocked out Shuttle during the qualifier stage. Shuttle, just one of those players who's almost always in the ASL, so seeing him get knocked out was kind of a shock. But Ssak did his thing, man. He really impressed me. Oh my gosh, he's gonna go 2 factory here. He really impressed me, and then it completely disappointed me, and then impressed me again. He opened with a fantastic build, and then nearly threw the game with a really ridiculous push. Didn't really make any sense, and then took it to a long game and managed to clutch it out in the final game. So Ssak able to make his way through those qualifiers, although with a bit of shakiness. It's exactly what we expect from him. He has made a bit of a name for himself by just being kind of crazy and throwing some seemingly unthrowable games, like Tyson levels of throw. And so we're going to see him here today, kind of in his natural habitat, just sitting at home playing some ladder. It seems like Dewalt not aware of who this is, potentially just a barcode. He's going to be playing his best right now, as he is, like I said, practicing over there in China. A lot of great Chinese players right now, and they actually did very well in the ASL qualifiers as well. I won't say more. We've got this push coming in now, this what looks like a fake double push, but this is a real 2 factory play that's coming up here. Oh my gosh, that shield battery coming in so clutch. Oh, great micro from Dewalt. The shield battery is super sick, but can he still hold with just 1 gateway? Oh my gosh, he's moving forward and clearing mines. You've got to be kidding me. That's so risky. 2 tanks now, a 3rd tank going to be coming down here shortly. What, a few vultures being rallied forward, and I'm not sure if Dewalt really realizes what's going on here. He's just sitting, waiting for this robo. He's going to go ahead and throw down, oh, a Citadel. He's going to go for DT after this? Oh my goodness, DT is the last thing you need right now. You just need units. Dragoons, get an observer out. Triple gateway goon would be the best thing possible for him right now. Look at how far ahead he is in terms of workers. 32 to 18. You can't be serious. That is such a massive advantage. He needs to pull every single probe here in the natural to block this, because even if he loses all the probes, he's still going to be in a great spot. Pulling back now to that shield battery. He's out of energy on that. Does get a nice volley onto that tank, forcing it back here. And the back up all the way into the corner. Brings the probes forward. Does need to actually drill though he doesn't have any sort of vision on a mineral patch out on the map. Some of the Dragoons are starting to go down here, and the mines are getting closer and closer, going up into the main base. I think this is a great idea. Great decision making here from Dewalt. If you're not going to fight this purely with probes, save the probes. You're in a great economic position, and he's going to have a DT drop coming here shortly. Just continue to make a bunch of Dragoons, keep himself safe, and in the meantime, get prepared for this DT drop. See if he can do some counter damage. Again, the economic position is so good for him. He backs up a little bit too far, allows his vultures through. Didn't want to take a volley from the tanks there, and so we'll end up losing quite a few probes. Looks like he is going to clear out all of these vultures, but the tech has been revealed, unfortunately. We're going to have a shuttle out here shortly with some DTs. And oh my gosh, he's sitting so far back with these Dragoons. I really wish he would have kind of taken Dominion over this entrance. Even if it is a little bit risky. Oh, he's going to lose some Dragoons here. Going to lose some probes from this Vulture. Vulture's already got 3 kills. Going to get a 4th. Probably not going to get a 5th here. Setting up some turrets in the front. Where's that shuttle? I'm really shocked that he's not building a shuttle here. Dewalt, I mean, getting that shuttle up. Oh my gosh, that mine connection, so sick. So sick. That mine, getting quite a bit of damage there. And he will be able to clear some of these tanks. Not bad at all. Got to get up on this ramp. Oh, the Vulture gets in. That's so frustrating. Looks like the DT gonna do its job though. Kind of deal with this pesky Vulture here in the main. I'm kind of a wild one, guys. With both players suffering a little bit. Dragoon out here in the front's got 7 kills. Oh my gosh. 7 kill Dragoon. Probe comes down to retake this natural. Can he get the snipe on that? Oh, he will get the snipe, but the Nexus goes down. Nicely done there. Dewalt gonna keep that, get that Nexus down. And get this economy back online. Again, a lot of workers here for Dewalt. He is completely fine as long as he gets all of that rolling here again shortly. Dragoon's coming out once again. I'm gonna push all of this back with that observer. No DT drop. I really did expect him to go across the map with this. Go DT drop this guy. I mean, there's no armory and there's no turrets here. If you fly over with the DT and you just keep picking up whenever they scan, there's really no way for Ssak to make that work. It's just going to be kind of screwed. Oh my gosh, what a mine connection there. Sick Dark Templar play in order to clear that out. Double Vulture, making a run around. Not going to get anything. DT gets the final slash for the kill. Gonna go ahead and get Storm immediately. That is interesting. Finally, it does get this shuttle up. And there's still no turrets over here, shockingly. No turrets at all, and I don't see an armory, so no Goliaths either. DT drop is still actually viable, which is crazy to me. 2 High Templar. Oh. Is he just gonna go and drop this? If he gets over here and spams drop or spam Storm on this mineral line, you know how many kills he's gonna get? It's gonna be madness. The number of kills. He could come in here, drop the DT, force the pull of the SCVs, and then drop the High Templar and get the kills. Oh my gosh. Dewalt. You gotta do it to him, man. Let me see it. Coming around to the natural. He thinks that this command center is done. Dewalt not really realizing what a great situation he's in right now. He's doubled the supply. He's got a fantastic spot here. He's gonna bring the Dragoons to the front. Oh, is he just gonna crack this? He's just gonna go for it? Looks like 2 buildings gonna be landed at this wall. Makes it pretty difficult to break through with the Dragoons. He might be able to find a position on the corner here where he can hit this. Oh, here comes the drop into the main base. I almost missed it. SCV is going down in large number. Man, 19 SCVs left. Huge kills there. Able to ravage that mineral line. Now Dewalt in a commanding position. Very hard to imagine a world where Ssak manages to bring this one back. Oh, he's even kept one of those High Templars alive as well. And the DT. For more added potential here. Zealot Leg's going to be finishing up now. More gateways on the way. Mine still in the main base. Kind of funny. That'll probably end up connecting on a Zealot when it pops out of one of those gates. Tank's pushing forward here, but there's very little hope for Ssak. I think he might want to just gamble on a 3-factory push. I'm not sure, though. Drop, storm. Okay, 2 kills on these workers. Not the best, but not the worst either. That's still a large amount of his overall worker count. A little less than 10% of his total workers. With only 28 workers now. Ssak is badly injured. Is limping in this game. And he's just looking for anything he can do to try and get himself back into it. And probes being transferred over to the 3rd base. Sorry if I'm clicking a lot, guys. I just played a bunch of games of Broodwar. And I'm just kind of stuck on that mode, the high APM mode. Oh, okay. There we go. We'll go ahead and sneak a command center out. I mean, he's got to do something to try and get back into this game. This is not a tenable position. Maybe if he just sits back, gets upgrades, builds an army, and slow pushes towards the 3rd, Dewalt will end up throwing in his army while this base just mines freely. That's a potential way that maybe Ssak could come back in this game. It's a very big maybe. With more than double his supply, Dewalt is poised to end up winning this game, but perhaps there's a chance. Zealot sent all the way to top left. Dewalt, what other commands has he queued up for the Zealot? A little bit worried for Ssak right now. Is the Zealot gonna find the base? Yes, it is. Hero Zealot making its way over towards here. Wait, did he see that? Yeah, he did. Okay. He sees it. And GG is called. Ssak taps out. Dewalt takes his first game. Here we go. Another one. Dewalt over here in the top right-hand corner. Ssak down here in the bottom left. Definitely plans went awry in that last game. The 2-factory not really paying off for this guy. Dewalt managing to hold on with 1 gateway. Pretty shocking. He wasn't able to keep his natural alive, but he was at least able to stop Ssak from completely killing him. Staying alive on that high ground, getting those extra... buying enough time to get those extra gateways online. The shield battery definitely came in clutch, and I've seen him add way more shield batteries than most other players. Whenever I've been watching Dewalt, he really seems to favor the shield battery in a lot of these awkward defensive situations. Definitely seems to come in handy. And now with Dewalt here in the top right-hand corner, getting this gateway, a bit of a forward gateway, not right in the natural, but pretty close. And he's going to send out this probe. A little bit of downtime here with the 12 gas coming online for Ssak. Not going to be any sort of super fast rush into a factory. Not an 11 gas or anything like that. And not a super fast rush into gas for Dewalt either. He might make a Zealot. Yeah, maybe not. Goes down the cybernetic score. And guys, oh, this happened to me today as well. Okay, he does send it in. I missed my layer timing earlier on today because I clicked the gas geyser, and for some reason it didn't go in, even though the gas was finished. Was a bit confusing. And kind of threw me off, but maybe I have some time here. I can just kind of talk about what's going on in my life. I know some of you guys enjoy that. They'd like to hear me talk about what's happening. I'm just back here in Japan now. And I kind of had a revelation recently when I was about to leave Japan. See, I hadn't weighed myself for quite some time, and yeah, I'm pretty active just in general. And throughout my whole life, it's been kind of okay for me to go to the gym, you know, 2-3 times per week, get a little exercise in, and then I could basically maintain my weight and not really have too much of a hard time with it. For reference, I'm 6'2", and I would usually be around 200 pounds. But since I've been doing this whole casting thing and putting a lot more time just kind of sitting around on the computer, I've definitely gained some weight, and I could feel it. I went ahead and weighed myself when I was in Canada, because I don't have a scale here at home, and my goodness, guys, I gained about 10 kilos, which is pretty shocking for me. I think it's actually more like 15 kilos over the past year. And it wasn't like I was eating really terribly, and I was still working out, you know, like I said, 3 times per week. But it definitely opened my eyes. I was pretty shocked to see those results. And I'm gonna have to really start to work on myself here over the next year. Try to bring that back down to a reasonable level. I'm definitely still feeling okay. I don't feel terrible, but I certainly feel my weight. I feel heavier, and it's much harder to do things like pull-ups. It's really a struggle to get above the bar, that's for sure. And so I really want to, you know, get myself back into shape, and so I'm going to be working on that this year, really taking care of my health, and working on that, making that a priority. Even though, you know, Broodwar has been my main priority in this past year. I've been spending basically all my time casting and streaming and all that stuff. I want to make health my priority here. And so I'm still going to be doing Broodwar, but I'm going to take more time for myself and try to really get that problem under control. Looks like a drop here from Ssak. He's going to rotate with these vultures, get some mines laid down, and once all the mines are out, pick up these vultures and look for a drop into the main base, I suppose. Dewalt has his third base coming up here. Very early third base, might I add. Off of 2 gateways, getting this third base. This is a highly punishable build, and this might just be the perfect way to turn the screw here on Dewalt, although Dewalt has a very nice setup. He's got Dragoons pretty much everywhere, and look at that. Ssak turns around, he sees that and realizes he's probably not going to get much damage done there. He wants to rotate towards the main base. He's going to start to take some damage here and activate the Dragoons that are over by this main. He actually stop these from getting a lot of damage. One vulture goes down immediately. The rest of the probes are going to be pulled. I would say like 4 probes maybe have gone down so far. And that's definitely going to put Ssak in a worker advantage. But this is a fairly good hold, I would say, by Dewalt. He reacted really quickly to this drop and gets rid of all of the vultures here. Gets rid of all the mines as well. No mines left over in these bases. And he's going to get this third Nexus up really nice and quick. Which should make up for the fact that he lost a few probes early here to that drop. Another drop going to be coming in. Looks like it's going to be on this angle. Can he actually see it? Barely not. Okay, can he actually get over here? Oh my god, Dewalt. Okay, one probe. That's it. Just one probe. That's fine. It looks like he's going to come down and get the fourth base already? You've got to be kidding me. That's so fast. 7 minutes? 7:48. He throws down his fourth base. I mean, this is very good game theory from Dewalt. He realizes, okay, you've probably been sitting on one factory for a really long time building vultures while going into the starport and getting out your dropship. So with all the vultures I've killed and the drop that you made, you're not going to have a lot of tanks to actually push me. So maybe I can get away with this insanely fast fourth base, really pump up this probe count, and then get into a bunch of gateways and still have stuff in time to defend whatever type of push is going to be coming my way. So I really like the game theory here from Dewalt. His star sense is on point here. Third base is going to be taken immediately at about 8:40 for Ssak. So, oh my gosh. Doing a little conga dance here. Okay, finally the CC is going to land. Those hips don't lie, man. Shaking those hips back and forth. Finally does manage to find his appropriate place on the dance floor, though, and lands. CC fully operational here at 9 minutes, which is definitely on curve. I mean, it's ahead of the curve here for a normal PVZ. Taking a look at the saturation, it's looking pretty good. Third base is looking a little open. Really needs to get some defenses over to that location, and we'll do so. Triple goon there. Be holding things back. 2 goons over at the third. Dewalt is being very greedy with how he's taking these bases. You know, only adding on a single cannon at each one of these. Trying to squeeze out as many gateways as early as he can with this 4 base. Going directly into scarab damage as well. That's super interesting. Hasn't put out a Reaver here just yet, but there it is. The first Reaver pops. Oh, no, that's the second Reaver. 2 Reavers in the shuttle. Can he come across the map and deal some damage? I see some openings to definitely do some. Getting scarab damage first is pretty insane. I don't think he has speed on that shuttle, which is generally, like, you always get speed first. I go, who gets scarab damage before shuttle speed? That's kind of wild to me. Gravitic booster for that observer movement. But gravitic drive not being researched here just yet. Adding on a few more gateways now. And he's going to be looking towards a base over here soon. Like down bottom right or top left. Either one's going to be fine. He's actually going to take top center. Interesting. Interesting. We see the top center getting taken here. Oh! Okay. Big kill there. Reaver damage still not done just yet. Okay, leg enhancements on the way as well. Oh man, really would have preferred if you got leg enhancements before that Reaver damage upgrade. That seems like a much more important upgrade to get. There's so many factors here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 facts. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Only 8 gates. It's kind of crazy against 7 factories. There's a good chance that we just get kind of bowled over here as Dewalt. Gonna dive in now with the Reavers. Double drop on those Reavers, but they hardly get anything done. A couple of good Scarabs, but not really killing off many tanks. He's gonna dive here onto the back line of tanks now. Looks like he's got almost enough to cut through all this. There will be a few tanks remaining at the end of this fight. 6 tanks here are going to try to push forward. Can he actually make this work? No Reavers. Well, there's that Reaver. But no shuttle to bring it into position. And so a lot of these mines are going to get cleared here by a single Zealot. Zealot speed finally done. Tanks getting some great hits, though. Ooh, great mine connection there, dealing a lot of damage to these tanks, but not able to kill. And so not able to break this once again. Ssak is just pushing the issue. And Dewalt is starting to fall on his face. Getting a little too fancy, I think. He thought he had more time or something. But definitely not the case. Ssak just bringing it to him pretty quickly here after taking that third base. And it feels like Dewalt is falling apart. He's going to come forward here with some Dragoons. Of course, Zealot and Reaver also in this shuttle. That should deal a lot of damage, but like I don't see how this Reaver attack upgrade could possibly be worth it. Gonna lose all the probes over at this location. Oh, Reaver gonna get that kill, of course. Nexus does remain, but Vultures are still running around now, and he is completely on the back foot. 37 workers remain. Very rough position to be in, and I doubt that there's much hope here in Dewalt's mind, knowing how far ahead his opponent is and what a difficult climb he has to get back into this one. Ooh, mine connections here as well. Oh, the mines absolutely ravaging this Dragoon count. Double Reaver here gonna be landed. We'll try to get some good shots on these tanks, but both the Reavers go down immediately, and there it is. GG is called. Dewalt taps out, and that's the end of our series, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Dewalt just not quite able to hold back this attack. Pretty reasonable attack from Ssak, but honestly, Dewalt's play was solid, holding off that drop and getting into such a fast fourth base. Pretty risky, but he managed to pull it off. Just didn't add the gateways that maybe he should have. He plops down a bunch more gateways and gets that Zealot speed a little bit quicker instead of going for a bunch of Reavers, and of course that Reaver attack upgrade really not paying off for him in this game. I think he was expecting Ssak to play way more passive, you know, grab a fourth base, sit there, try to max out, look for 2-1 timing. Ssak wasn't interested in that at all. Kind of catches Dewalt off guard and knocks him out. GG. See you in the next video.